Got another Travis Perry update here. The Kentucky portal entry, former Wildcat, Kentucky born and raised kid, has a huge list of schools after him. Yesterday, we gave you the update that Ole Miss was prioritizing him early. Ole Miss is one of many that have reached out to Travis Perry. Others include a few that we speculated yesterday that could get spicy. John Calipari, the Arkansas Razorbacks, have reached out to the kid that he once recruited out of high school. Pat Kelsey and the Louisville Cardinals, Kentucky's in-state rival, has reached out to the Kentucky kid, the Kentucky decommit. Maryland, Vanderbilt, Iowa, Georgia, Tennessee, Missouri, LSU, South Carolina, and of course, Western Kentucky are also pursuing Travis Perry. This is a big list with a lot of high major schools on it. Are you surprised by that?
Yeah, I'm also thinking I'm just ready to admit I was wrong.
Really?
Hand up. I just did not think that there would be this many programs of this level after Travis Perry.
What does that mean to you? Like, does that make you believe in his game a little more, or are you still as skeptical and you think maybe there's something all these teams are missing?
I'm less skeptical. There's no way that all these teams are part of this. I must be missing something, which wouldn't be, outside of meals, I miss a lot of things.
Okay. Um, does this change like should Kentucky fans feel a little more sting? Because I think if I was a Kentucky fan, like obviously you are rooting for this in-state kid, you love him. But when he leaves, I think we saw this in our comment section a little bit. It's kind of like, yeah, he just wasn't that good enough. He'll go down a level, whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe he'll come
yeah.
back.
Have you been seeing? Sorry, my bad. Have you been seeing a lot of the stuff too that like, oh yeah, like I hope he's good down there, and then he'll come back to Kentucky.
Yeah, I think that was sort of the consensus. It's like, he'll go to find his level. And if it works, maybe he'll come back. No, like you're very likely going to lose this kid to like an interconference rival and or a very good program. Does that change the way you would feel? Maybe a sting of losing Travis Perry if you're a Kentucky fan?
Only depending on how it works out once he actually gets there.
Okay.
Like if he, like whether you want to admit it or not say anything about that, but if he goes to another SEC school and is successful, you're kicking yourself whether you want to say you're not. You are or not. You are.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think I don't know. If I were a Kentucky fan, I think just hearing the news of this entire list, one, my reaction would be surprise, but two, my reaction would be like, damn, maybe we shouldn't have gave up on this. And look, you're gonna have great guards. No one's saying you're not. But I don't know. It just feels like I don't know if everybody else at the high major level sees something in this kid, maybe it's one we should have prioritized a little more, or at least made a bigger offer to try to pitch on like you still have a future here, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm still shocked at the list, to be honest with you.
Let's talk through the two that intrigue me most here because it's a big list as we mentioned. But I speculated on two, like could people pull a devious move here? Just pull a little chess move with Travis Perry and kind of get under Pope's skin. John Calipari and Pat Kelsey being those two. Both those two are now pursuing Travis Perry. Cal was the coach that originally landed Travis Perry's commitment. So I don't think it should surprise anyone that Cal would actually still have interest here. Cal also, let's be real, I think Cal knew how to play the game at Kentucky as the head coach a little bit, right? Like it was Cal U. He did a lot of things to piss people off, but I think Cal maybe knew how important it would be to his fan base to prioritize Travis Perry at first. So, do you think that Cal believes Travis Perry is like a worthwhile on court piece if he's getting back into this recruitment? And would it work at Arkansas? We interrupt this sleepers video to tell you about an offer from Underdog Fantasy. Cart, you love Underdog Fantasy, correct?
Of course I do. Can I have a moment real quick?
Please. Thank you for that. In fact, I'm going to cut you off because our listeners like when we keep these short and sweet. Underdog Fantasy. Sign up as a new user. Use promo code SLEEPERS. Get bonus funds up to $1,000, 50% of your deposit match. The NBA playoffs are rocking right now. I played Underdog last week with a Cade Cunningham line. I'm looking forward to doing it throughout the entire first round of the NBA playoffs, but there's more. You can place picks on golf. You can place picks on baseball. You can place picks on the NHL playoffs that are rocking right now. Join Underdog Fantasy, promo code Sleepers. Support this show so that we can keep bringing videos to you. Back to the video.
I think so. I do, and I think Arkansas right now could use, and like with all due respect, they could use some guards like Travis Perry, like you don't a guy that would possibly be fine with. I think he would play on Arkansas, but I think clearly he would be behind other guards. But I think he would get an opportunity to play a good amount.
Okay. Okay.
Because I think that to me that was the original pitch. Like I feel like we could go back to like when we talked about Travis Perry actually committed to Kentucky. It was like, okay, this guy's going to be a program guy for 4 years. I actually think he's going to play eventually, but it's a guy that you feel good about keeping with you and necessarily keeping in the program without it actually, like basically recruiting other guards over him wouldn't necessarily make him go away. Maybe that is debunked now because they basically recruited a bunch of guards and they made Travis Perry go away.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I just can't really picture him on the court in an Arkansas uniform. That's my issue with it. Like you saw the guards that Cal played last year. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a Cal guard. It never did when he even committed to him at Kentucky, right? It feels like he's going to have Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas. And where would Travis Perry fit into that,
Yeah, bench guard.
Yeah, probably wouldn't play, I don't think. Again, the one I think he would play at, even though their backcourt is completely loaded, I think Pat Kelsey would find a role for this kid.
So how can you say that about Arkansas, then say that about Louisville? I don't think he would take off his warm up for Louisville.
I think he played the Rain Smith role.
They don't. Rain Smith played because Rain Smith would. Okay, first of all, Rain Smith's way better than Travis Perry, but like, what guard on Louisville is he playing over?
I don't think any of the guards on Louisville are prolific just shooter types. Like Conwell is a great shooter, but Conwell is also he can do more than that guy, and he's going to be the engine of the offense in a way that like you don't just run the guy off screens as a shooter. I think Michael Brown needs the ball in his hands. I think Woolley is a dynamic kid that's going to have the ball, and like all of the Louisville guards are going to have the ball in their hands. I think they could use a guy that just sprints up and down the court looking to shoot off ball threes.
Can McNeely do that?
Yeah, it's a good point.
I just think he'd be the worst. Like he'd be the worst guard on the roster.
Would he just understudy for McNeely for a year though? Or then is he transferring away because he's pissed at Pat Kelsey too?
Yeah. Also, I think McNeely has another year.
Yeah. So
Actually,
this is
no.
so then isn't the reason Pat Kelsey's doing this just for like the trolls?
Oh yeah, this is 100% of kiss my ass, Mark Pope.
I kind of love that from Kelsey.
I love that too. I'm looking at who's Western Kentucky's current coach. Is it Rick Stansberry still?
I hope not, but maybe.
Look, stock down.
Stock down Western Kentucky.
It's stock down Hank Klona.
Uh
Yo,
I mean,
17.
what do you expect? You want Western Kentucky to beat out 13 high major schools here?
Yeah, dog. Come be a Hilltopper of the year.
Be the star.
Yeah, I got starting spot for you right now. And a golden retriever named Hilltopper.
Okay, that's cool. Pat Kelsey hears that and says, "Ha ha ha, cute. They paying you $10,000?
They probably got more than that.
I'll pay you $2 million to be our 14th guy. Come on, Trav."
Yeah, you take. If I'm Hank, I'm saying yeah, enjoy. I was gonna come with a whole like bar about how like people at Louisville wouldn't even know your number because you would never take your warm up off. But at that cost, who really cares? Honestly, you should see if you can get away with not wearing your jersey.
Where do you think Travis Perry goes? Call your shot.
Uh, he didn't drop Ole Miss off the list, did he?
Ole Miss is still on the list.
I'm gonna say Ole Miss.
I'm gonna say he goes to Cal Perry. There's a
It's
relationship there.
It'd just be so weird to leave this, like leave situation with a lot of guards, go to another situation with a lot of better guards than you.
I think he either wants to be in the state of Kentucky or for the coach he originally signed up for. One of the two.